Well, hello, folks out there on YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, yeah, Kentucky is definitely sinking, and they benched their quarterback, and now we got calls for Stoops to be fired. It's not going so good in Kentucky land. This has been a really crappy season for them, and they're not feeling so good about their Wildcats right now. They've already, of course, pushed out John Calipari. Are they going to start pushing out Stoops? It certainly looks that way. Here's a story in the Sea of Blue. It says, this should be the final season for Mark Stoops. It says, all good things come to an end, and it's time to put a bow on the Mark Stoops era. And I'll summarize this article for you. Mark's been good. He's had some really good seasons. We're really pleased with the job that he's done. He's making $9 million a year. We stink this year, and it's time for him to go. That's basically, summarizing it for you. And let's take a look at their schedule, see where they're sitting. Of course, they're playing Tennessee coming up Saturday at Neyland. Oh, man. Woo! That's going to be rough, and I believe it's at night. Yeah, as you can see right here, they've lost their last 3 games. They're 3-5. And here's the concern. Every time they've played an SEC team, they've scored less than 20 points. They scored 6 against South Carolina, 12 against Georgia, 13 against Vanderbilt, 20 against Florida, and 10 against Auburn. And Tennessee's not given up 20 points to a single team this year out of 7 attempts. So this is not looking so good for Kentucky. They're coming into a hornet's nest, and it is at night. It's at 7:45. Oh, my gosh. 7:45. The Vols fans will be very fortified, to say the least.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
No. Oh, no, sir.
No.
Now, fortunately for them, Calipari went to Arkansas on his own. They didn't have to pay him off and pay him a bunch of money. So now they're thinking, well, gosh, since we got off so easy with Calipari, maybe we can just pay Stoops off. But he would be owed a lot of money, and he's probably planning on retiring pretty soon anyway, within a year or two, would be my guess. That's why he didn't take the Texas A&M job, which he was offered, by the way. And I know A&M's glad they went with Elko. That's actually looking really good for them. I told you that was a super talented team. They just needed a good coach, and they got one. Anyway, let's take a look at what's going on with Brock Vandagriff, because having quarterback problems going into this game against UT is not a good situation at all. Yeah, as you can see, Brock Vandagriff was 9 for 17, only 120 yards, 1 interception. That's just not going to get it done. And then Gavin Wimsatt is a running quarterback. He was 3 for 10, 34 yards, 1 interception. They literally might as well put Brock back in there. I mean, he gives you a legitimate shot with his arm. Gavin is really a third down specialist, 3rd and 1 and stuff like that, or maybe when you're on the goal line. Although they've struggled to score on the goal line, they struggle to score, period. It's just been kind of awful all year. They're not running the ball very well. Their offensive line is not really giving protection or opening up holes like they should. And let's take a look at Brock's numbers this year. And as you can see, he's 100 for 175 with a 57% completion rate, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That, unfortunately, for Kentucky that won't work. 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. You need to be at least 3-1. He should have 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That would be perfectly acceptable or better. If you're at 2-1, that's not good. Almost 1-1 is terrible. That's going to get you benched every single time. That's Peyton Thorne numbers right there. So they go into this game. They don't know what to do at quarterback. They don't know how to score, and Tennessee's licking their chops. So this could get very ugly up in Neyland at 7:45, and you know how loud it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be brutal. And let's see how the Kentucky folks are feeling about this game. This was an instant reaction right after the game. And, of course, we got to check in on Nick Roush.
What would you like to share with us from your experience tonight, sir?
I mean, the offense isn't good. It's never been good. They're just not really good at anything. They had 224 total yards. 115 were on the first 2 drives. It was not good. It was very bad offense. We should have expected that with Demi Sumakarmbe up. The thing that I don't get, though, Drew, about tonight, and we do have this to talk about, and I'm excited that it's a talking point. We get to talk about, is there a quarterback controversy? Who's going to be the quarterback? Quarterbacks, the least of their problems. They're bad. Gavin's not better. There's never been a time, 1 second in this entire season where I thought to myself, maybe Gavin Wimsatt could fix this. It's never even crossed my mind because he is what he is. Whenever I see him in the game, I'm like, Like it's just not. It's not anything. There's nothing there that I see as this like, oh, it's going to be a spark. But he got a pass interference penalty drawn, and so they got a first down.
Well, Nick Roush, if I may say one positive thing, he got him down to the goal line.
Oh, the 2-yard line.
Yeah, got him down to the goal line.
Surely they scored, right, Drew? 2-yard line.
No, actually, Nick, I believe this is the third straight week they've been on the goal line and had 0 points.
That can't be right, Drew, because when you get on the 2-yard line, here you go 1, 2. Touchdown, right? You just 1, 2, touchdown. Like that's pretty easy, right? That should be easy. You just run it in.
Nope.
Well, at least they could kick a field goal, right?
No.
0
points.
Zero points. 10 points. Still haven't got across that magic number of 21. We're still waiting for 21 points against an SEC foe. But I'm sorry, season ticket holders, you're not going to see an SEC win this year. It sucks. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Folks, the last 13 games at home, they've won 2. They're 2-11 at home in SEC games. That is tragic. That's bad. That's really bad. I can't remember last time we lost a game at home up at Neyland. So, yeah, things are rough there in Kentucky land.
I just know something bad is going to happen.
And like I say, Mark Stoops has done a good job up until this point, most recently. And they may be looking to push him out. I kind of doubt they'll let him go this unless he just completely caves. Let's look at that schedule again and see if that's possible. Okay, after Tennessee, they do get Murray State, so that'll be a win. Okay, that'll stop the bleeding. They'll have lost 4 in a row once Tennessee gets done with them. Oh, my God, they got to go to Texas. And then Louisville, maybe they could win that game. That'd be their 5th win. Jeez, yeah, they're not going to a bowl game at all. I just can't see them getting 6 wins. So I tell you, I don't think they'll let him go at 5-7. If he beats Louisville, I think he'd be okay. If he goes 4-8, they're going to be on him hard. He might retire or walk away with a nice big chunk of money. Hard to say. Probably give him 1 more year, though, if I had to guess. And I think Brock Vandagriff will be the starting quarterback at Neyland. I can't imagine they're going to go with the Gavin guy. He just doesn't throw the ball well enough. And he's certainly not going to be able to run on Tennessee's defensive line. Those 7 guys will eat him up. So, and Brock, man, they're going to be all over him, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be rough. Anyway, that's what's going on with Kentucky. And Auburn finally won a ball game. They tried to give it away. They screwed it up a couple of times. Hugh Freeze did his Henry Bennett routine.
What'd you get, Henry, number 44? No, 6 7/8.
Oh, Andy, he pulled out the hat sign.
There at the end of the first half when he screwed that up. Then he's like he said, they tried to keep him in the game. Auburn just doesn't want to win. They've got a really good team. Their quarterback's not very good. And they could win a lot of games, but they don't really want to because they're jinxed, and they'd rather just pull out the hat size and be done with it. Anyway, that's what's up with Kentucky. Got them coming on Saturday. Should be very interesting. And I'm not going to let you out without seeing Nick Roush in his perfect form.
Can we just beat this team? I know that Mark Stoops has done a lot of good things. This is his one really bad thing. The stupid stat about beating teams with a winning record and taking the next step and blah, blah. Just freaking beat Tennessee. Please, can we just stop losing to this stupid team with their stupid orange colors, and their stupid song, and their woo, get their woo on out of here.
All right, I had to put that in there. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, 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 boom. This button can cost you a dime. Help you get my videos. And right over here is the most recent video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay. Sorry, Kentucky fans. You're going through a tough time right now. It might get better later, though. Got you a new coach there in basketball.